Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and I hope you are all having a completely amazing day. And today's video, to no shock to anyone, is another speed paint, because that's what I do on this channel. And I hope you guys really like how this piece kind of comes together. Throughout this video, I'm going to be trying to talk about color and color theory, and kind of how I pick the color palettes I use in my paintings and my art. And I'm really hoping that some of these tips can help you guys. I know when I was first starting out with transitioning from, just like a drawing, just from like pencil drawings into like a colored medium, it was super confusing and I was like pretty bad at it. But I've had a lot of experience now, and I've kind of gathered the color palettes I like to use. And color is a very personal thing. Like, I totally think that you should pick your color palettes based off what you really like to make and the colors that you like. So it took me a little bit to kind of get in the swing of things and figure out how I like to make color palettes. But I think I'm doing pretty good at it now, so I really want to help you guys out. And if you guys have any questions that I'm not answering in this video, please leave them down in the description, the comment section below, and I will get to all of the comments and questions and try to help you guys out even more. However, before I get into any of that, I want to talk a little bit about this really cool painting, and this is an original 11 by 14 fully acrylic painting. So I did complete acrylics for this painting. I didn't use any oils, I didn't use really anything else. I just used golden paints, which you guys know, they're my favorite thing in the world. They are like amazing, and they are such a difference compared to student grade paints. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with student grade paints. I freaking love student acrylic paints, but golden is like really good. Like, I haven't been using them for that long. It's only been a couple months, but just in the couple months I've had them, it's made acrylic painting so much nicer and so much better and just more fun, especially since I've discovered the all-amazing zinc white, which is what I use in a lot of portraits. If you guys want to know more about acrylic portraits, the video I uploaded a few days ago gives more information about that. Shameless promotion. But yeah, it's an 11 by 14 acrylic painting, and it's kind of based off kind of ancient Asian art and, like ancient Japanese culture. I don't know a whole lot about said culture, but I've taken a lot of art history classes, and a lot of them have covered kind of East Asian art and ancient Asian culture. So I know a lot about the art, not really about the culture in general, but I really admire it, and I think it's gorgeous and completely breathtaking. And like, especially things like the ancient Chinese like dynasties and their fashions and, like their ornate way of making things. I think it's so cool. So I wanted to make a piece kind of based off that. And a couple other pieces that are coming up are also influenced by like ancient Chinese culture. So I wanted to do a piece kind of like that. So I made this kind of really cool otherworldly character. I wanted to take some of the traditional fashion and hairstyles that went along with like ancient Chinese culture and make it over the top and ethereal and fantastical. So I gave her, this really intense pink skin, and gave her kind of this futuristic kind of kimono robe thing. There is an album cover by Björk, and I believe it's for her Homogenic album. Is that what it's called? Hold on, I'm gonna look, because it's really cool. Yeah, for that album, there is kind of this futuristic kind of geisha character, and I wanted to pull inspiration from that and try to create my own take on kind of a futuristic but yet traditional character. So I gave her the really cool ornate hairstyle with a bunch of different kind of buns and charms and things hanging off her head, like a lot of cool things. And I also wanted to kind of throw in the more traditional floral print kimono, as well as some of the traditional geisha makeup that you would see with that type of setting. Now, I'm also going to do 2 other pieces for this little 3-part series because I had so much fun creating this original character. So I have her coming up, and then my next 2 videos, I have one that is bright green and then one that is kind of a neon purple. So I have 2 other kind of futuristic characters being made, and I have just fallen in love with creating this type of portrait series. It was really fun, and a big part of it was creating the color palettes and playing with color and finding colors that went really well together. So I thought this would be a great piece to kind of talk about color theory and colors in general, and how you should pick your colors. So I think that's all I have to say about the piece. Again, I will put all of the materials I used down in the description below for you guys, as well as the music I'm using and other places you can find me on social media. Just a bunch of cool stuff down there. And yeah, let's just get right into color talk, I guess. Okay, so the first thing I want to say when it comes to color is that firstly, you should pick your color palettes based off what you like. Like, don't do what other people like. Like, do stuff that you like. So pick a color that you find very attractive and beautiful and build your color palettes and your style off that. So for me, I am very drawn to, I love bright neon colors, so I always have to include some type of pop of neon and oversaturation in my work. But then I also, of course, as you guys know, love the color purple, so neon purple is like where it goes. Like, that's kind of what I kind of put in my work, and that's what naturally kind of comes out when I'm painting. Like, if I could paint anything in the world, it would be something probably with hints of purple somewhere at some point. And then I also really like kind of bright turquoisey colors, and then also earthy greens. I think like an earthy olivey green is really pretty. But the main colors I like are purples and bluish greens. So that's kind of what I kind of sprinkle into my different pieces and how I kind of unify them. So pick a color that you like and find ways to work it into your piece. And when I first start a painting, I try to think of a focal color, a main color. So if I'm feeling I want to paint something, in this case, hot pink or bright green or bright blue, I try to pick up a color that would be this main, most poppy color. So I usually go off the hair color or the skin color, since I mainly do portraits, but you could also go off the main color in a landscape or in a still life and all that good stuff. So I pick a central color, and then from there I try to branch out and pick maybe 2 other kind of harmonious colors that I could use for blending and shading and stuff like that. So in this piece I was like, I want to do super neon hot pink magenta skin. And then I went from magenta into a red for the shading in the cheeks, and then into more of a purpley color for some of the shadows. So overall, I had this harmonious blend of red, pink, and kind of fuchsia, and that would be how I build my skin tone. That could also be worked into different parts of your painting. So since her skin is pink, I also wanted to add a couple pink details in the kimono and her hair and all of that cool stuff. But pick a focal color and pick some harmonious colors around it to help with blending and to create a diverse look in the color. Since you don't just want everything to be one color, unless of course that is what you're going for and you want a monochromatic painting. But like, if you pick a red, maybe do like an orange and a pink, or if you do a teal, maybe do a blue and a green. Like, I don't know. There's a bunch of different options, but I usually start with one color. Now, in a lot of my paintings and in a lot of the color palettes I use, I also like to pick a pop of color, so something that would stand out from the rest. And the main goal with your colors should be to create contrast, and you can do that in a lot of ways. You can do that with value. So for example, you could use a very light teal, but then also use a very dark, deep blue-green teal. And though they're on the same scale and the same color kind of family, you know, since they're different value, they are going to create a pop, and that light teal is going to stand out so much, and you're going to have this really cool contrast in your piece. You can also create contrast through the temperature of your painting. So for example, you could do a very cool toned background that's kind of subdued, and then do this very hot colored warm figure in the foreground, and that would create really cool contrast, and your eye would go right to that central warm figure, and it would be interesting and very cool. So you can do it in a lot of ways. Like, I also like to do it with just contrast in general with the colors. So I like to use complementary colors in my work as well, which, if you don't know what that is basically colors that are opposites on the color wheel. So most of my color palettes revolve around purple. So then I also like to include a lot of bright oranges and yellows to kind of bring a pop of color and inject it into any painting. So my advice to you guys is to pick a color you like, find some colors that kind of blend really well with it, and then find something harsh or something that would add a pop to your painting. So again, if you pick like the teal, you could do the blue and the green, but then maybe do a bright red or a bright orange to really like put some contrast into it, you know? Or again, you could also do it with value or temperature. You could do a lot of cool things. And for this painting, since I picked that central pink to be the main color, I then tried to think of some things that could add a pop. So that bright teal kind of contrasts from the more red toned pink. And then that gold color in the background, since gold and yellow is the complete opposite of kind of a purple, I knew that since her skin has more of a purple undertone, I would want a very warm colored background that would kind of be very, very interesting. So I thought gold would be really cool. Plus it kind of adds to that lavish kind of royal aesthetic she has. So yeah, like, I don't know. I feel like when I pick color, again, I say pick color that you like, pick a main color, find colors that kind of go with it, and then find something that just like kind of puts some pop into it. Like, I think the contrast in work in art can be so gorgeous, and it's usually created because of value in color. So, you know, play with different values, play with different colors. If you like pastel colors, use pastel colors. If you like dark colors, use dark colors. But I also don't say just don't use all of one color, again, unless you're going for a monochromatic look. But you really, if you're gonna use pastel colors, find something dark to also use. Or if you're gonna use all dark colors, find something kind of bright to create interest in the piece, you know? So find stuff you like, explore, don't be scared to explore color and value. It's so fun, and I do it all the time. And I expect a lot more funky geisha characters to come out of the channel and out of my mind, because it is so freaking fun, and I have had so much fun making this painting, and I hope you guys liked watching it come together. I really enjoyed working on it. If you have any other color questions, I know this was kind of just a brief kind of advice session, but if you have any other questions, put them down in the comment section below. I've been messing that up all day, I swear. And I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel. I hope this was kind of helpful for some of you, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys!